So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you're still with so many. Thank you so very much for attending this closing ceremony. Although we could say, how are we closing it? Because there are still demos in Helmond at the Automotive Campus, and maybe you will join them this afternoon. You are highly invited, you know so. And maybe you did plan already an implementation visit for tomorrow. Again, so in a way, why are we closing? But of course, we must set a point somewhere. So that's why we do it here and now, all together. And we are going, to look back of what has happened. And I am still, because I was attending Ananda's session just before this one, and I'm still thinking about the popcorn. It is amazing. For me, popcorn will forever be equal to fulfilling ITS promises, I guess. So whenever I will be seated in a cinema for the next coming years and I'm eating my popcorn, I will think of all of you. That's fun. So, anyway, we should keep that metaphor maybe very well in mind, because sometimes it helps communication-wise. So it's a very nice takeaway already. Great. Now, how are you doing? Is it still okay? There's some energy in the house, energy left after all these days that you were sharing the latest and knowledge about the intelligent transport systems and how you even can develop them further in collaboration. That's what we have learned in practically every session. Now, what is going to happen in the next hour? Of course, we have the chief rapporteur who will tell us what for him, according to him, is the takeaway message from this ITS Congress. We have two aldermen from Helmond and Eindhoven to see how they experienced your presence over the last days. We have award winners, and of course we will look through Singapore, we will look through Lisbon and Hamburg, because that's where it will happen as from tomorrow. Great. Chief Rapporteur, where are you? You are there, Eric Simpson. Please step forward, because we are anxious to learn. You have been working so hard, like we all have the last days, but you had to prepare something within 10 minutes. You had to give a wrap-up of 5 days working together with a number of thousands people. So the floor is yours.
Thanks very much. So let's look back on a wonderful week. The Congress headline, Fulfilling ITS Promises, and the sessions, but especially the exhibition and the demonstrations, reflected this in many different ways. We've had exciting contributions from large global organizations, tiny startups that didn't exist last year. We had a stimulating summit of elected politicians, officials, industry leaders. We've heard how it's all coming together. How traffic of all types, some of it vehicles with conventional drivers, some of it driverless, can be managed in small towns, large cities, and whole regions, thereby helping freight and passenger users. How new services are simultaneously disrupting cities but benefiting the end users. We heard about the complexity of balancing multiple city objectives, regulating the new technologies, especially micromobility, trying to move traffic from private vehicles to public transport because of limited physical space, coping with population movement and aging, and the pressure in the background all the time for low-carbon, sustainable solutions. Cities are the hotspots, the place where the most difficult problem meets the most innovative solution. I'm going to give short comments on the topic themes underpinning the main Congress theme. I can only do this because I've got a fabulous team of rapporteurs. They are my eyes and ears. They go everywhere. They listen, they look, they try. And they help me give the short report, and together we will deliver a much longer report, the Congress report, which we hope to have ready in July. Now, there's been much discussion this week on the topic of deploying new mobility services. There are many examples of moving from experimenting with applications, for example, mobility as a service, to adopting some practical results. There's still not a lot of published information on operational mass schemes, as globally there aren't that many. And they do tend to be on a relatively small scale, rather than country or EU-wide, with the ticketing and the payment elements not as developed yet as real-time integrated information services. A key focus for MAS and for all innovative mobility services is the role required of government at all levels. And here, communication is key. Government bodies need to set top-level strategies and loosen their regulatory regimes. This will then encourage integration across the parties, the public sector, the private sector, and of course the users. And that will facilitate shared mobility and the deployment of open, interoperable services. The sessions reported slow but steady progress in understanding traveller behaviour and designing solutions to encourage people to move away from using their private cars, to encourage car sharing, public transport, and the active modes like walking and cycling. Now, we described the topic on ITS and the environment as a breath of fresh air. Air quality, especially in cities, is a global cause of concern. Yet the topic here was relatively small. The technical session showed conclusively we've got the tools. We can deliver traffic management and emissions reduction. Speed optimization that reduces fuel consumption and noise. Parking guidance that saves time and fuel and cuts emission and cuts noise. And the researchers are continuing to explore new solutions. Urtico issued a how-to-do-it guide a year ago on using ITS for environmental purposes. The wider delay is the reluctance of some people to issue deployment policies. Now, our busiest topic, connected, cooperative and automated mobility, had an extraordinarily wide range of discussion topics, exhibits, cutting-edge demonstrations. This subject has moved quickly from testing what might be possible one day to addressing real-world deployment tomorrow, with rail featuring as well as road. Both connectivity and high automation were well covered. Several papers and sessions dealt with a combination of those. And this combination also extended to integration with electrification and mobility as a service. And this big combination is of much interest for what it means for the different transport modes and the use of transport-related networks. Automated vehicle acceptance was also prominent. Factors presented and discussed included influencing consumer intentions, building trust, driver training needs, automated vehicle uptake, and scenarios for different use cases. The potential safety benefits are exciting, but some concerns about safety remain, and the question, how safe is safe enough, was often discussed. The pharmaceutical industry, and us as consumers of its product, can cope with how safe is safe enough. Why can't transport? Now, this topic overall is clearly moving ahead. Papers on deployment issues were more prominent, technical evaluations decreased, impact evaluations increased. But we still do not have quite enough data to address questions such as, does automated transport conflict with or support cities' policies on social inclusion, quality of life, sustainable development? Or what are the real benefits for aging or limited mobility travellers? We cannot tolerate a digital divide. We need to get answers to these questions. Our topic, enhancing the efficiency of freight transport, was the smallest, as in Copenhagen last year. The sector is seeing major developments from the use of data from all types of vehicle for real-time information and prediction, and for fleet management. However, the industry overall is a bit fragmented. It's slow to address interoperability issues, and it's driven by the visible supplier costs rather than a wider perspective of social benefit. The solutions are there, but the deployment policies are missing, although the cities are starting to get very interested in the possible gains for driverless freight vehicles. Another topic, enablers of digital infrastructure, is rising in importance. Most of our discussions and the papers concern joint work between authorities, academia, and industries on projects for future innovative technologies for traffic management, communication systems, both satellite, hybrid, and ground-based, and data management. But again, relatively little on deployment results. This sector needs to do more to adopt the existing Europe-wide guidance on interoperability, data policies, and to support the open platforms that are there. Transport network operations topic gave us many examples of new services following the growth of vehicle infrastructure connectivity and the increasing numbers of on-vehicle sensors. The transport network and the vehicles on it can be seen as one connected system, enabling real-time communication with the users in parallel with communicating with service providers. Dynamic, integrated, data-driven traffic management is a key benefit from connected vehicles, and the data they can supply enables predictive as well as reactive solutions. The use today of big data and artificial intelligence techniques is already answering real needs in the transport sector, but it's also pointing us in new areas. New business models, such as data-driven retailing, better customer services, better travel experiences, and improved efficiency, such as operational analytics to support maintenance. The subjects of cybersecurity and social media, rather oddly, were much reduced compared to previous years. Our seventh topic was disruption, startups, and the future workforce, but it featured everywhere. It was in the front and it was in the background of every other topic. As these congresses have developed over the years, we've seen a strong move towards integration, reflecting our being in the fourth industrial revolution, data connectivity, connectivity everywhere, anywhere, all the time, between everything. As one speaker put it, if data is the new fuel, artificial intelligence is its new engine. Technology isn't the big issue for fulfilling promises. It's getting suppliers, regulators, customers, and users together to work as a partnership. We must not make the mistake of looking at problems one by one and on our own. We need the holistic approach that shows how the issues interrelate, and it needs us to cooperate in delivering it. It isn't difficult. We saw partnership in action with the politicians, the officials, the industry leaders in the summit yesterday. And the main organization behind these congresses, Oetiko ITS Europe, has got nearly 30 years track record of bringing the public sector, the private sector together to work on common goals and on sharing knowledge across the wider community. And you heard earlier about a new initiative on the Congress, the launch of a new knowledge organization, the Oetiko Academy. But, a bit like marriage, partnership needs a bit of give and take. Transport service providers need to recognize a changing environment where they will operate a smaller share of a much larger market rather than the other way around. They need to recognize the benefit from consulting users because social concerns about managing technology are wider than anybody ever thought. They range from social exclusion to privacy and data protection. And regulators, you need to adapt too, because in many cases you're impeding innovation. Don't make small changes at the margin. Think zero base. Imagine all your regulations have been taken away, and then assess critically for 21st century providers, 21st century users, 21st century technology, what regulations are genuinely necessary. The argument that regulations can't be decided until every tiny safety case has been looked at is wrong. How do you prove something is safe if you haven't actually tried it? Try the zero-based approach. Have we shown this week what we can do in fulfilling ITS promises? Yeah, I'd rather think we have. We started with over 2,000 people at the public day. We've had way over 100 sessions, more than 30 demonstrations involving 250 plus speakers and over 3,000 delegates. I think we showed that overall we're in good shape for tomorrow's journey. And talk of a journey reminds me of someone who's starting a new one. Mireia de Vries was one of the architects behind this Congress. She's starting a new journey, stepping down as head of ITS Connect. We wish you well. I was asked if I'm going to close again with a quote, and yes, it's not Mae West this time. It's another American who said, "Change is the law of life. Those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. Who was it? It was a real president, John Kennedy. I hope I'll see you all again in Singapore and Lisbon. I'm going off for gin and tonic popcorn.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so very much, Eric Samson. You did a great, great job in summarizing in words what you all have been doing over the last 5 days. But also we made a small video, of course, just to get the idea. See this.
Walked in darkness, my home was a night. They came into my life, showed me brilliant light.
City in the world.
'Cause you radiate.
It's the networking that really drives people to be part of the ITS Congress. At the same time, we have exhibition, we have the forums, have the opportunity to see cutting-edge technologies, to meet stakeholders actually from around the world coming to Europe to see the latest developments in new mobility systems and services.
This Congress is very important because it brings together all the stakeholders that will have to be active to make sure we get the smart mobility, because it basically means we have to change the way we live. So bringing all these people together is the only way forward to actually create a reality of smart mobility.
Fulfilling ITS Promises, that is the title of this Congress. And it's very aptly chosen. It marks the turning points we've reached. We've passed the stage of small-scale, promising pilots. A new age has dawned.
So on behalf of Ertico, ITS Europe, of all our partners, of the hosting committee, of the local organizing committee, I would like to thank all the people that were there, the people that were speaking, the people that were exhibiting, demonstrating, and participating to all the live discussions we have there. Thank you.
'Cause you radiate, you fill my heart again, the grace that never ends, and you glow in my heart. And you glow in my
Wow, great. Well, thank you so much. Angelo Zambidis, may I ask you, as chairman of Ertico, because I need your assistance. We are now going to reveal the winners, the award winners, because as you all know, there are quite some award winners also this time. And so happy to have you here with me. Let's start maybe with the award winner with the best technical paper, which is an important one. I think you will be assisted to have the certificates to be handed over to the winners. And yes, we will just jump into this immediately. So we will have the award winner for the best technical paper, and it's quite a title. And I already am going to describe the name, and the music will just long. It is, ta-da, TransDigi, the overview of Finnish transport research and identifying knowledge gaps and future competence needs. And those who have written this paper, they know that this is about VTT, Technical Research Center of Finland. Please, Juho Kostiainen, please, is somebody present, one of the writers? Yes, it is you. Please step forward. Look, by hands of Angelos. Just one small question. It is not only you who wrote it, is it?
No, it's not just me. It's my colleagues from VTT as well as the public sector stakeholders from Finland. It's, as the title suggests, a collaboration of a lot of actors, and it's a collaboration between us all.
Okay, now tell me, is this important to be an award winner?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but meaning what? Who are you going to tell about this as first?
I have no idea.
No.
I'll leave
You're
that
overwhelmed.
I'll leave that to the others.
Great, that's for the communication guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, great, you did a great job. Thank you so much, and congratulations for your whole team. Wonderful. Okay, let's continue for the best scientific paper.
Also very important.
Very important, that is for sure. So there we go with the tune of the music. The title of the best scientific paper is Predicting Traffic Phases from Car Sensor Data. So that means that we stay in the Netherlands for the Han University of Applied Sciences. Emiliano Heinz, are you in the room? Yes, you are.
Congratulations. Thank you. Very good work.
No. Don't go. Don't go. Oh, I saw you running. Now tell me, what is now the most important we as an audience should know about the content of your paper?
Well, we heard from the panelists previously that there is so much data available. One of the things that our overarching project from this, of which this was a part, learns is that it's not just the quantity of the data, the quality of the data deserves some major studies. And that's what our project aims to investigate.
Great. Quality of data.
Quality of data,
not
very
the quantity.
important.
Very good. Thank you so much for your great effort. Wonderfully. Well done. Okay, and then we go to the best session, which is great because we did hear the chef rapporteur that we have had so many sessions during the last days. So I am now very happy because I just got the winner as well. The best session, ladies and gentlemen, maybe some music coming along. The best session of this.
I'm not singing.
Sorry?
I'm not singing myself.
Are you not?
For the music, no.
No? Okay. Oh, you're not? No. I was not wondering if you would sing for us. No. The best session, ladies and gentlemen, in this year 2019, here in Brainport area, is the session Mobility 2050 Hubs. And Linda van der Ven, is she in the house? Yes, Linda. Well done.
Congratulations.
So, Linda, what does this mean for you?
For me, I'm very proud of my team, of course, because I didn't do this alone. And for me, it was really a team spirit. So that's basically the key word that I take from it.
Yeah. Was this for you the first ITS Congress?
Yeah. Well, in attending and ITS Congress, not in a theme of smart mobility and ITS.
No, okay. But the first time and directly a prize award winner.
Yes.
Congratulations to you, Linda. Thank you very much. Yes, and then we do have the award, but we do know already that we have no representatives in the house, so we will have no one on stage. But there was the award for the best startup decided by, first of all, the audience, the public. I hope I do say it right, and there are even two winners, which is Karu and IOMAP. Yes, so we give them an applause, although they are not with us. Yes. Well, they have had a phone call by saying that you won. And then we have the jury as well for the best startup. And that, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the best startup decided by a professional jury, is Mellowcap. Yeah, Mellowcap. Great. And then to finalize the award-winning ceremony, we have the HERE Future of Mobility Hackathon Award. And for that, I think I have in the audience Arthurs Bekeris. Are you with us somewhere, Arthur? Yeah, I see somebody moving there. Okay, because before maybe announcing, no. Tell me first of all. I give you the microphone for shortly. You did organize this hackathon.
Absolutely correct.
Yes. Okay. What was the idea?
The idea was to, well, it was a collaboration, and all these nuances came together because ITS came to Eindhoven, which is the hometown for one of the offices, and we had the possibility to collaborate with the municipality of Eindhoven, and also to share our knowledge, share our services, share our data, location data that HERE is all about with the participants and introduce to the world.
Okay, but now, what was the exact challenge in this hackathon?
The challenge was about future of mobility, and future of mobility exactly in Eindhoven.
Okay, and are you willing to tell us who the winner is?
Oh, absolutely. It's a team called EBN, Eindhoven Bicycle Network.
Okay, and we do have representatives here.
Absolutely.
Dilip Singh and Jim Liu. Yes, please step forward. Just the winners.
Maybe you should give it them.
Sure.
Yeah, please.
All together.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good job. Congratulations.
Dilip and Jim. Yeah.
Very good. Very good work. I hope the best for the future.
Winners, was it hard to win this hackathon? Tell me, Jim.
Well, actually, it's quite difficult because we team up with 3 people because we never met before. We come from different countries. So it's really a good opportunity to team up to join this hackathon. It's really enjoyed it.
Great. And did you have any time left just to sleep?
Actually, we slept, but we tried our best to come up with the best solution. So we brainstormed the first day, and we came to a solution. And then the second day we implemented it.
And the third day you won.
Actually, we won the second day.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Well, thank you so very much, and congratulations. You did a great job. Thank you. Thank you. Arthurs, thank you as well. Thank you, Mr. Amditis. I need you back later on stage for the closing remarks.
I'll be here.
Yes, you don't go far away. Yeah. Stay with us, stay with us. We continue the program. It's so nice to now introduce to you 2 women who really enjoyed having you all here in their beautiful region. And of course, I do mean Helmond as well as Eindhoven. So please give them a warm welcome. Antoinette Maas, alderman from the Helmond, and Monique Lisderoos from Eindhoven. Please step forward. I both will give you a microphone. Now tell me, maybe I'll start with you, Antoinette Maas. Tell me, how did you experience the ITS Congress?
It was amazing. For me as an alderman, I'm just for 1 year alderman, so it was a great experience to have you all here from all the nationalities. And on the public day on Sunday, despite of the tropical temperature, there were 2,000 of visitors. It was the first time that we organized a public day, and there was a lot of enthusiasm, and also a children's college. So I really enjoy it with all those demonstrations, and also to mention not the automotive campus, just the automotive campus, but also the castle, where a lot of activities did happen. Yeah,
a lot did take place there, and we saw it so brightly on the video.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Monique Lisderoos, alderman from the community of Eindhoven. Now tell me, what did you personally experience?
Well, I experienced a lot of dynamic here within the Evoluon, of course, but also in the city. I think this is was the hotspot, of course, in Eindhoven. And I found it amazing to see how many people enthusiastic attended here and how many nationalities I've seen. So that's really great to experience. We are Eindhoven, Brainport, of course, a very international region and international city. But again, it's great to see also the enthusiasm from people from different countries here. And I have to say, about half a year ago, or 3/4 of a year ago, I had an open day for the prospective exhibitors, and that was still, you know, I think 40, 50 people. And then you see in between that also the energy in the organizing teams are increasing, and it's getting really excited. And then this is really a result of so many months hard
work by so many people.
Yeah,
yes.
So compliments to all the people here, and of course outside this room, who did a great job in setting a great event here within Eindhoven and Helmond.
Yes. Antoinette Maas, because now are we about to finalize, to close down this Congress, but then we could wonder what will happen next? How will this continue in the Brainport area?
Yeah, this Brainport region, Eindhoven, Helmond, but also all the cities around us, they collaborate together, and there's really a triple helix partnership, also at the automotive campus. I was very pleased to see that the Han University of Applied Science was a winner, and they are going to start a new master degree at the automotive campus, and so I'm pleased to let you know.
That's great news.
Yes, that's great news. Yeah,
that's already a large spin-off of what's happening.
Intelligent mobility. So yeah, we're pleased to announce.
Yeah, great. Yes, because what will happen next? All these thousands of people, they are leaving slowly now, and then as from tomorrow, after the latest implementation visits, it will be gone. But then?
Well, of course, you know, I hope they come back to the Brainport region, because except from this really, really great conference, of course, we have a really nice area, of course, nice country to visit. So you're all invited to come back to visit Eindhoven, Helmond, or the Brainport region, of course. But there's a lot of things which are going to happen. And I think if I relate to the introduction speech from Mr. Frans Timmermans, he also said that it's very important that the things we are developing, research, etc., is at the end of the day, of course, to make life better for people around us, our inhabitants of the different cities. And as Eindhoven, we will actually start with an app, a cycling app. So we will announce that later today. But also we're participating in the Mobility as a Service project, not only for the city of Eindhoven, the employees, but also with the company ASML. So that's a heel concrete that we're starting with a project which involves a lot of people, a lot of employees in Eindhoven as well as ASML. But as soon as we see that it goes well, of course, we will broaden that within the region and of course the country. Yeah. So very concrete, actually, steps we're going to take as a result also from this week or these days.
These days. So we did a great job altogether.
Really, really. Thank you very much, all of you. And you too.
Well, thank you so very much. Thank you. Give them a warm applause. Thank you very much for stating this with us. Thank you. Let's continue, because we now, as we say, we are about to leave this region, but where are we heading for? So maybe we will meet again with Andrew Cho. Where is Andrew Cho? Yes, please step forward. Being the president of ITS Singapore. Are you going to invite us all? Yes? Okay, I'll give you a short introduction.
Good afternoon. First of all, congratulations for a very, very successful ITS European Congress in Eindhoven. It's only 137 days to the 26th ITS World Congress in Singapore, and it's going to be organized by ITS Singapore and the Land Transport Authority, right? Now, the registration has started, so you can go to the website to register. The program is already up, and the technical tours, the social events, and all these are up. So it's the first time ever we do it in Singapore, and the first time ever we have it in Southeast Asia, right? And we're going to have a mass summit, and I will make sure that we will serve popcorn, sweetened and salted, at the mass summit. So we really look forward to have you in Singapore, and warmly welcome you. And please enjoy the video we have for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Great. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your kind invitation and for the beautiful video. No reason not to go, huh? That's the fact, I would say. Okay, but that's already soon, in a number of days only. You counted the days. And then let me see, 1 year later, 2020, of course, it will be Lisbon.
Lisbon will host the ITS 2020 event, and it's a great opportunity to discuss the new roles for cities and mobility. The mobility in the future will be connected, will be electric, will be shared, all these buzzwords we all know about. But when you think how cities are ready or not for the future, there is a huge challenge for us. For decades, cities have been managing infrastructures mainly. We manage roads, we manage sidewalks, we manage light poles. But now, more and more, we have actually to be actively managing new mobility modes. Imagine the challenge of autonomous car and how it parks. Imagine the challenge how can we deal with urban logistics. Imagine what you can do in mobility as a service and to organize public transport in order to connect with other transport modes. The roles of the cities is changing fast. A new kind of attitude from cities is necessary, but also competence, organizations, and even a language. Today, there is not a common language to do check-in or check-out on the parking spot in the city the same way in Lisbon, Madrid, São Paulo, Hong Kong, whatever. So a new language is needed between the industry and cities. And for that will be a great challenge to be addressed here in Lisbon in 2020 in the ITS Mobility Congress.
Now look who I have with me here, Mr. Camilo, the president of ITS Portugal. We saw a small movie from the vice mayor of Lisboa, and you are going to tell us all about what is going to be expected in your beautiful country. Please.
First of all, I would like to apologize for the sound of Vice Mayor, but the record was not very good. And now you will have a film proposing you to be in 1 year from 18th to 21st of May next year in Lisbon. We will try to follow the example of our friends from Netherlands. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. For sure, you will be able to follow that example. I am so very, very sure of that. I think we saw the second movie then as well from Lisboa. Yeah, just a little bit, and maybe we will start at one. What would you prefer? Yeah, I'm just going to see my colleagues from Technique. The second video then, yes. Wow, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. The future is happening in your beautiful country. Thank you. You did a very great job. Looking forward to meeting us all together then next year in Lisbon, in Portugal. Okay, then we proceed to Hamburg, because we have Harry Evers here, the Managing Director of ITS Hamburg. Please give a short introduction of what we can expect in 2021. Whoa, we are making big steps to the future, don't we? Go ahead.
Thanks a lot. Moin. That's a normal way to say hello in Hamburg. And I'm quite happy to be here. And I've got so many interesting people also in our Hamburg booth with currywurst and ketchup. So I think it's quite an important point. Also, we would like to follow up all these things. So Hamburg, of course, is following Singapore, is following Los Angeles, and then Hamburg is on the top of the pops, hopefully. And we are thinking, of course, about some additional aspects like drones. I think it's quite an important point, an upcoming new topic. And we would like also to see more in detail all over Europe and the world for startups. It's also quite clear, an oncoming new topic. And also for the harbor area, logistic aspects and hinterland identifications. So I think quite important, and please follow this young lady you will see just now in our video, because she will be there in Hamburg as well. So we would like to ask the young people what's coming up and what is the best we can do for mobility for the world. Thanks a lot, and have a look.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
My city, Hamburg. I love living here. By the way, my name is Riona and I'm 13 years old. The development of my city matters to me. The city is so alive, so vibrant. 2 million people can move around the city by bus and train every day. Come along, I'll show you why we're so ambitious about mobility and logistics. In 2021, this will be the hotspot for more than 10,000 international visitors during the ITS World Congress in the middle of the city. Enough space for exhibitors and many offers to try out the future, indoors as well as outside. And together we can look forward to the centerpiece of the exhibition grounds, the new Congress Center Hamburg, which is being modernized and reopens in 2019. This is where the Congress guests will arrive, directly at the Deutsche Bahn ICE train station right in front of the Congress Center Hamburg. Die Bahn kommt. I love taking the bus. Super comfortable. Wi-Fi will soon be available on all routes, and it's also environmentally friendly. From 2020 onwards, the Hamburg bus fleet will only be supplemented with local emission-free vehicles. The next steps are already planned. As to how I get even faster and smarter from A to B, ride pooling is the magic word. This is mobility as a service. Traffic on the water has a huge priority in any port city. Even more so here because the Hamburg Harbor is so intertwined with the city. That is why he's often referred to as the heart of the city. And of course he's our gateway to the world and ensures many national and international relations. But most exciting for me is the fact that logistic solutions are being developed and tested in the harbor, which will benefit our city as a whole. But the ships are only one side of the coin. Fast and efficient freight transport on land is the bottleneck for the harbor. Everything is so close to the city and tightly clocked. For this reason, digitalization is used to contribute to a smarter port. Our Elbphilharmonie, an architectural work of art with concert halls, a hotel and apartments, was ceremoniously opened. In 2021, great music will be played in its 6th season in the big hall. You should experience it once. A great supporting program for the ITS World Congress and not far from the Congress Center Hamburg. In Hamburg, distances are never very long. I would be delighted to welcome you to Hamburg in 2021, so you can personally experience Hamburg, a true city of solutions. I'll see you then.
October 21. Wonderful. A beautiful young girl is leading us towards the future. We will meet her again. Great. You booked her already, and she said yes. She signed. So, really great. We will all be there. We will be curious to meet her. Beautiful. The young generation is leading us the way. That's very important. Great. Angelo Zambritis, chairman of ERTICO, may I give you the floor for the last time here in this room at this very moment to have some closing remarks. And then finally, as a closing, I would like to ask you to have a nice photo with all the award winners, but that will be then as your latest. Yeah, go ahead.
So, dear colleagues, dear friends, my last speech for this week, thank God for all of you and thank God for me, which I'm going to have some rest now. So, formally now, I have one of the best but also saddest jobs in the world by being able to formally open such great events, but also at the end formally bring them to a close. For us, and I hope for all of you, this was one of great experience, great success, and also I am able now to say a record participation event for ITS European Congresses. So congratulations to all for this great success. Of course, it's my joy, but also duty to warm all the wonderful people behind this event. I have to admit that every time I have to do something like that, I always have the anxiety that I may forget someone, So I apologize for that from the beginning. So this is something we would never have done without our two hosts, the cities of Helmond and Eindhoven, here in the Brabant region, and in particular, their very warm and welcoming mayors, Elly Blanksma and Joris Joritsma. We thank you very much for them. Please transmit to us our greetings and thanks for this great support that we had here. Of course, the Dutch government and the ministries for their support. Political support for such events is also a very important aspect, and I would like to personally and on behalf of Ertico and our partners thank them. In particular, the Dutch Minister of Infrastructure and Water Management that we had the pleasure to welcome here in the first day of our meeting, of our event, and also have the pleasure to hear her very inspiring words in this opening. I want to warmly thank the European Commission, which is always so supportive of the ITS congresses, but also for our great collaboration in all levels. And of course, in particular, our sincere thanks must go to the first Vice President of the European Commission, Frans Timmermans. We had the pleasure and the honor to have him with us, and here on his uplifting call for action at the beginning of this week in our opening ceremony. Our gratitude must go to all the mayors, elected politicians, public officials, and industry leaders. As Eric said, we had participated to this ITS European Summit. This will be the new brand name for this great event that we are organizing the last years. An institution of high importance that we will continue. I was very happy to hear also our Lisbon colleagues saying that they're going to organize the next summit in the next Congress. Thanks must also go to the host organizing and national committee, the European Program Committee, the host project manager and her devoted team, and in particular ITS Connect, the Netherlands, great colleagues, great team for which Ertico has really a pleasure working with now and in the future. Thank you very much for all your great work. A huge thank you to all of you who participated in the Congress, associated events, technical visits, demonstrations, and our exhibitors, demonstrators, delegates, speakers, moderators, award winners, of course, press and visitors. A particular word of thanks, I think we need to do that. A particular word of thanks must go to the startups who presented here. For me, they are definitely the future of smart mobility, and I was glad to see also in the opening session all these young people on the stage. That was really inspiring. That was a very good touch in the opening ceremony of our great Congress. I can't forget the Evolion event team, all the hostesses who have registered and looked after us at this out-of-this-world location. Thank you very much to all of you. And nothing, of course, would happen without the support of our very generous sponsors. These are playing always a great part in the success of such events. I'm greatly looking forward to the next congresses. I was very happy to see all these nice videos and also the delegations that we had here with us present during this week. I'm really looking forward to see all the nice surprises that you're preparing for us in the next events. And I would be really amiss if I didn't thank the entire Ertico team who have been working tirelessly behind the scenes and on the stands and everywhere during this event. Thank you all very much for your work. Lastly, I would like to thank you, all the ITS community, the European community of ITS stakeholders, but also all our guests from outside Europe, who have made this event such an exciting, innovative, and memorable Congress filled with amazing networking opportunities, but also great events between us and a fantastic hospitality. Thank you very much all for that. Dear colleagues, dear friends, the Ertico team is working day and night to enrich the Congress experience with even more innovative and inspiring activities. And we are preparing a number of surprises for you in the next years. I can only mention a few things that happened here for the first time, like the startup initiative. It was mentioned many times. I think it is a very important event. We're going to build on it in the next years. The Ertico Academy, the series of workshops on disruptive technologies. It is my personal opinion that this will really change the way we perceive mobility in the next years, and I think it is important that we are focusing on these disruptive technologies. And the new pillar we added on visionary and innovative smart mobility concepts. Thinking out of the box to upcoming and existing challenges is the new mantra for Ertico and its partners, as reflected also in our innovative brand identity presented to you officially this week. It has been an enriching experience for each and every one of us. Congratulations on a very successful event, and let's catch up again at our next ITS Congresses, first in Singapore this October, and next year, of course, in Lisbon. Congratulations. Thank you to all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
May I invite all award winners to come on stage, and we have one beautiful picture with,
of course,
you as chair in the middle, you can imagine. Where are the award winners? Please step forward. Please step forward. And yes, the guys from the hackathon. Wonderful. And then we will have, I would say, I'm wondering where the photographer, yes, to make sure that we have a very, you may set the scene if you would like to do so. And then we have a very colorful, I think you can be a little bit more joined in altogether. Yes, Arthur, it's very good that you are there. And then maybe we will count back, because this is not a true colorful picture. So maybe again, like we did at the opening ceremony, let's count to 3, back to 0, and then see what happens. And then you, please, laugh. Be happy, be cheerful. I'm going to count back and then see what happens. And see, take your mobile phone, because this is a nice picture to send on the World Wide Web. 3, 2, 1, 0. Now,